A couple of years ago, I was attending a Bible study at Calvary, Capo Beach. And Pastor Chuck was teaching about, in the Gospel of Mark, how Jesus immediately, when he began his public ministry, started kind of putting people on notice that things were going to be a little different than they had expected. He not only did that in the synagogue, but then he wandered out into the highways and the byways and spoke to the people that had been dismissed and marginalized. And caught a lot of flack for that. So this is a little song that I wrote, started thinking about it that night when I should have been listening to the rest of the study. I was taking, I started to write this song. So. It's called A Moveable Feast. Staking out holy territory, laying claim to the realms of glory, thinking it'll always be the same old story, but now a voice is crying out over murmuring and resignation to the soul of a suffering nation. Centuries of thinking that it's all location, but now there seems to be some doubt. It's not just where you go, it's more of who you know. The good news of God is now released. Seeds of mercy sown when nothing else has grown. The kingdom of God is a movable feast. The kingdom of God is a movable feast. A crippled man being lowered through the roof. He wants healing, the skeptics want proof. As easy as forgiveness, he is walking truth. The ground is shifting underneath. Sell what's for free and try to call it fair. A righteous anger is bound to flare. When you see the tables start turning everywhere, you'd best forsake your unbelief. It's not just where you go, it's more of who you know. God's salvation is now released. Seeds of mercy sown when nothing else has grown. The kingdom of God is a movable feast. The kingdom of God is a movable feast. You who have hidden in your houses, for fear, for sorrow, for anger, for sin, as best you're able, rise from your table. Open the door and let love in. The kingdom of God. Let love in. Commandments handed down in stone to start were always to be written on the human heart. For the Word and the Spirit are never apart from what the Father has in mind. So we live between a blessing and a curse. Look to a future we can only rehearse, drawing treasure maps, chapter and verse, till we slowly come to find it's not just where you go, it's more of who you know. God's salvation is now released. What a joyful trust, the Spirit inside of us. The kingdom of God is a movable feast. The kingdom of God is a movable feast. The kingdom of God